G'day folks. I remember a time, some maybe 5 or 6 years ago, when the manosphere was really popping off on YouTube. The dating coaches were all over the place. Some would call them dating roaches. The alpha males running wild. Then the ladies tried to impede and trying to dictate what is alpha, what isn't, high value this and that, fresh and fit with the after hours shows. Kevin Samuels with his 2-3 hour streams, and the women who are so disillusioned, they think that they deserve a man that makes 300 grand a year when they're not even worth a man who makes 50 grand. Things like this, yeah? Good times, great classic hits, not classic hits. And over time, things change. People move on. Unfortunately, some people have passed away, such as Kevin Samuels. And even years before that, we had Patrice O'Neill dropping us the Black Phillip, because someone called him the Black Dr. Phil, and he coined the term Black Phillip from the Opie and Anthony show. And rest in peace, Patrice O'Neill. Like I said, Kevin Samuels was one of them. And then you had the rise of your current alpha men, if you want to call them that, your Andrew Tates, your Tristans, I don't know, Roller Tomasi still rolling around all over the place, no pun intended. I know you had 21 Studios back in the day, your Donovan Sharps, O'Shea Duke Jackson, Black Manosphere, and all these types of things, Redman Group and whatnot. So I'm just riffing off what I'm trying to remember from many, many years ago, because I was a part of this. I want to say I was directly a part of it, but I was a part of it. I would participate in panels, or I would just be there in the chat and do my commentary bits and pieces, and I would follow some of these creators as well. And over time, you just grow out of it. You apply what's current and needed at that time, what's necessary, and then after a certain period of time, you move on from that. You've had whatever you needed from that, you've taken the information, you've applied it, and then you move past it. If it's been 5 years, at least 3 years, and you're still on that sort of stuff, I think you might have some issues in terms of applying and moving forward, because you should not be still on that 5 years later. You should be out of that stuff. And I saw someone comment like, the red pill manosphere stuff is all good and well if you're trying to get back on track or trying to better yourself and give yourself a steady balance. But once you're on that path, don't forget what you've learned, don't forget what you've taken in, but you don't have to apply it in everyday life. Like, you can move on from that sort of stuff. So that's my 2 bits on that. Excuse me, I know Fresh and Fit still in the works. As I said, Andrew Tate's still doing his thing. But then I come across on my YouTube feed the other day of Andrew Wilson, and he's having a debate with Richard Cooper, the Unplugged Alpha. And I've got Richard's book, I've got Rollo Tomasi's book. They're the only 2 books I've ever bought regarding manosphere stuff, because I thought, it might be applicable to me and my situation at the time, which it was. And I've moved on since then, and I don't have to worry about that sort of shit anymore. Apologies for the sun glare. I don't have to worry about that stuff. But then I see, and once you get one video, the algorithm gives you other bits and pieces, and you see other bits and pieces, and then I see like Andrew Wilson debate reaction with Richard Cooper, and then I see MLD, Modern Life Dating. Now, everyone knows Jonathan from MLD. He was a part of that group with your Rollos and your Fresh and Fits and all these others. And I thought, maybe I'm just imagining things, or the Mandela effect, but I thought he was cool with Richard Cooper. But then there was a point where Richard, I think, had enough with everybody else, with like your Rollo Tomasi's and your Donovan Sharps, your Fresh and Fits, and he basically branched out on his own. I could be getting this wrong. This is all off my memory from what I remember at the time and what's happened since. And then you've also had people who had issues with others, like you've had John Anthony Lifestyle, who I believe his channel has been deleted and is no longer available on YouTube. So there's that there. I think there's a whole saga behind that. And he just wanted to sue everybody for taking the piss out of him, because there ain't no way this man's had 1,500, 2,000 lay count, whatever the hell it is, and being a self-admitted person who has slept with 2 transsexuals because they look like hot 10s, and looking like a hot 10 is better than being an ugly female. That's his logic. I also seen him do some debates with Andrew Wilson on Playing with Fire, and Alex from Playing with Fire has had his fair share of debates with certain other people as well, and having issues with others. That's in the pickup community. But back to point, MLD then released a video saying Richard Cooper is scared, or he's running, like he won't debate me. And it got me thinking, like, where the hell did all these beefs come from? It's like everyone who has a dating course or is some sort of a coach or lifestyle coach or whatever is all trying to nitpick and cannibalize from the same group and the same bit of food that everybody else is eating from. So they're all trying to take from one another. And I know when I covered this, when Coach Greg Adams sent for MTR, it got me thinking, like, you're all trying to get the same audience, you're all trying to get the same eyeballs on your content, so you have to try to offer something different for you guys to get that bit of information out there and have people watching you and paying attention to what you're saying, which I can understand. Maybe CGA stuff is for an older demographic of male, MTRs is for a younger demographic of male. Maybe one relates more to the other. It's all dependent on your current life situation, which is basically what this whole thing is, your current life situation. But back to point. I saw also debates of yesteryear that I was either in the group chats or a part of, and it got me thinking of all the great times we had with all these beefs, and everyone was trying to uncover everybody else. And you had MLD versus MGTOW Dictionary or Smash TV, whatever they were called. And I remember you also had Undead Chronic just taking on everybody and all these sorts of things. And this is like 2020, 2021, going into 2022. And from that point on, I sort of like drifted away because it became irrelevant to me. I didn't really pay attention. I stopped making content for a good year or 2 years. And here I am putting another video out after a while. It's just shit on my mind of what I'm seeing. And it's like, where did all the good times go, man? Where did all the good times go? Because we had so many great times. And I wish they would come back. And sadly, stuff has gone just due to years gone by. People have deleted channels, people have passed away, as mentioned earlier. And some people, terms of service, have got them. But everyone has got some beef with somebody. Someone is always complaining with somebody. I mean, we had great debates on Fresh and Fit with Sneeko, Destiny, Rollo Tomasi. Remember the whole shit fight that happened with Abba and Preach, and Fresh and Fit with the whole boxing thing. Allende, if anyone remembers Authentic Alphas, when Fresh and Fit had their boat party and they said everyone scammed them and they did their boat party thing. Fucking good times, man. Great times in this shit show of a space we call the Manosphere or the Red Pill or whatever it is. And look, there are some people that are still out there doing these things. They're still doing their thing. I know Rollo is releasing videos, Fresh and Fit still doing their bits and pieces. Others are still out there. I see MLD still doing streams. But like, at what point do you still teach people about the same things over and over again? I mean, Donovan Sharp has been exposed as a fraudster, having married, I forget the lady that he's with, Donovan Sharp. I can't remember her name, saying, oh, that's his niece over, but it's actually his daughter. And Anthony Johnson, or Anthony Dream Johnson of the 21 convention. Remember, he was on the whole exposing thing and exposing Rollo Tomasi and everyone else. But birds of a feather flock together. Every one of these people had something to sell you. Every one of these people had a book to sell or a course to sell or something to sell you. Richard Cooper was outed for charging, what, $2,000 for what, a hour phone call or something like that, reading passages from Rollo Tomasi's Rational Male book, if I remember correctly. Shit like this is just playing off the top of my head. It might be worth doing a live stream in the near future, just one late night if I'm at home on a Friday or a Saturday night and the wife's chilling and kicking back, and maybe I can just do a live stream and just reminisce about the good times and look at old videos and look back at old content and whatever it is. So many good times. Duke and Don, if anyone remembers Duke and Don, when he had his spat with the Saint and the Sinner, every other dating coach out there and all these things. I remember Kevin Ray Wilder, Coach White Pill, and all these other people, just the maddest shit, man. The black pillars versus the red pillars and the doom pillars, and fuck, we had some great times in this space. But let me know if you remember anything from back in the day. When I say back in the day, it's only been 5 or 6 years, but a lot has happened in 5 or 6 years. We can definitely say that. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you remember of the Red Pill or the Manosphere, the height of the Manosphere, when it was just people just having chats and debates in panel shows and StreamYard links and Discord hangouts and everything else like that? Because things change over time, man. The ideas are good when you need them, but as soon as you've applied and you don't need them anymore, you should grow as a human being. If you're still stuck on those same ideals 5 years later, something's going on, man. Something's going on. But those are my thoughts. You let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, or share this video, whatever it is, or do a comment or a reaction piece. I'll catch you on whenever the next one may be. Peace out.